that full-width Chevrolet script stamped across the tailgate, Ford never saw this coming. Every trim on this truck talks to you through color before it talks through a screen, and I'm not talking about ambient mood lighting for its own sake. Stick around, because the reason Chevrolet wired two distinct light colors into this cabin has nothing to do with atmosphere. My answer on whether the $92,000 ask makes sense depends entirely on how you use this truck. Weekend trail runs versus a daily tow rig change the math completely. Today, we're covering the exterior hardware, the cabin execution, and the powertrain numbers behind that 480 horsepower claim. But first, the backstory, because this ZR2 X did not start in a normal product planning meeting. It started somewhere else entirely. Most people's eyes go straight to the aggressive mud terrain tires on this build. That's not the important part. Look lower, at the front bumper. It's reshaped around a factory-mounted recovery hook tucked tight against the frame rail instead of hanging below it. That geometry decides whether this truck clears a rock ledge or hangs up. Tires only grip once you're already through. Ford and Ram bolt hooks onto the bumper face, killing approach angle. Chevrolet built the mount into the structure itself. Speculative tech number 1. Structural approach geometry. The front subframe is contoured to match the hook's mounting plane, not the reverse. This closes the approach angle gap bolt-on hooks create. It solves the exact failure point where modified trucks bottom out. The cabin tells a different story. The carbon fiber trim wrapping the door panel and center console isn't a decal. It carries a visible woven texture under the clear coat, the kind you'd expect on a Cadillac Escalade V, not a mid-pack pickup. The center console keeps a real rotary drive mode dial instead of burying terrain settings inside a touchscreen menu. With gloves on, mid-trail, that's the correct call. Ram's TRX makes you tap through a portrait screen to do the same job. Speculative tech number 2, terrain-linked ambient response. The cabin's dual-color lighting, orange and blue, shifts intensity based on the active drive mode instead of staying fixed. It gives the driver peripheral confirmation of a mode change without looking down. That closes the distraction gap most terrain select systems create. Now, here's what doesn't work. The window switches sit flush and small against the door panel, and with winter gloves on, that's the wrong call for this truck's mission. Ram sizes its switches specifically for that scenario. The exterior is where the real story gets told. The brief wasn't build a better off-road Silverado. It was stop Ram TRX owners from cross-shopping Raptor R at trade-in. That directive followed 2 straight years of Chevrolet watching TRX buyers defect to Raptor R the moment their loan matured. A retention problem, not a horsepower problem. This ZR2 X exists to win the walkaround before the wallet moves. The exterior is where that competitive intent shows up first. Front bumper first, reshaped around the recovery hook we covered, protecting departure geometry instead of hanging below it. The black fender flares are bolted, not molded, visible fasteners included, serviceable, meant to survive trail contact and get replaced in sections. The wheels are matte black multi-spoke units wrapped in aggressive mud terrain rubber, sized to clear a wider track without rubbing at full articulation. Lighting is split-element LED, running lights separated from the main beam housing, a durability call keeping the expensive element out of rock strike range. The stance shows real wheel gap at rest, meaning suspension travel sits in reserve before you've left pavement. Out back, that full-width Chevrolet script sits above an LED bar spanning the tailgate, visible from a mile back on a trail. This is a design that holds up over a decade. The load path decisions live in the bumper and the frame, not in the paint. Now, the numbers behind it. Engine, 3-liter twin-turbocharged inline-6, 480 horsepower, 550 foot-pounds of torque, 10-speed automatic, electronic locking front and rear differentials. Those numbers mean real crawl control at low speed, not just a headline horsepower figure. Speculative Tech 3, Adaptive Ride Memory. The electronic dampers store terrain-specific height and stiffness profiles per driver. It closes a gap Raptor R leaves open, since Fox Live Valve adjusts in real time but forgets your settings the next trip. It eliminates the reset every time frustration off-roaders complain about most. Against Raptor R, this truck gives up horsepower but gains that memory function. Against TRX, the recovery geometry is simply better resolved. Engineering case complete. Financial case next. Now, here's what I actually think, completely straightforward. Every decision here traces back to that TRX retention problem. The recovery geometry, the ambient lighting logic, the ride memory system, even the interior switch compromise. Chevrolet built a truck engineered to win the walk-around, not just the spec sheet. Whether that actually works depends entirely on what you personally value standing in your own driveway. Expect this ZR2 X configuration to land around $92,000. Ford's Raptor R starts closer to $109,000 and delivers more outright horsepower but less factory-integrated recovery hardware. The standard Silverado ZR2 without this wide-body kit and the dual differential setup starts nearly $30,000 lower. That gap is what you're paying for the hardware, not the badge. On residual value, trucks with genuine factory-differentiated mechanical content, locking diffs, structural bumpers, real skid protection tend to hold value better than aftermarket modified equivalents at trade-in because dealers can verify the spec sheet instead of guessing at build quality. Plan on a 4 to 5 year hold, and that premium is largely recoverable. If you actually wheel your truck on technical trails, this is the correct buy in this price range. If you mostly want the look with occasional gravel roads, Ram TRX gives you more straight-line power for less integrated off-road hardware. This truck earns its premium through resolved engineering coherence, not through a horsepower number on a window sticker. That full-width Chevrolet script we open with isn't just branding, it's Chevrolet telling TRX owners exactly who's coming for their trade-in. If you've put real miles on a Raptor R or TRX off-road, not just a showroom floor, I want to hear where this build falls short. Next up, this ZR2 X head-to-head against Raptor R's full spec sheet. Subscribe for the real numbers. $92K for this ZR2 X or $109K for Raptor R. Drop your call below.